Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I am Julia, also known as the Mug Life DIY. I hope you guys are having an awesome week because I've got some really fun DIYs for you that are all part of a spooktacular collab with my friend Crafty Leeny. So I will have her channel linked in my description box, so be sure to check out her video and everyone else in the playlist. And I hope you have an amazing inspiration and time of Halloween, and I hope you guys enjoy.
So I have several really fun projects for you today. Wow, the mumble has already begun. So sorry about that. The first project is going to be a very beginner-friendly craft. This would be a lot of fun to do with your friends, your kids. My kids love crafting with me, so this would be a really great project for them. Or maybe you just want to have some friends and some wine. This would be perfect as well. I picked up these three things from the Dollar Tree. A 5x7 frame, which I loved this kind of vintage speckled silver, I don't even know, but I really liked it and I'd never seen it before, so I picked one of these frames up. I picked up a Halloween card, which, hey, 2 for $1 if you didn't know. Yes, the card is only 50 cents. I'm going to be using this graphic. I really like the owls. I'm totally obsessed with all things owls, and I just think it will lend well, and I just thought it was really cute. I put it into the frame after I cut it down to the size. And then I picked up these really fun graphic kind of puffy stickers, and then I just began placing them around my frame just to give it a little bit of a three-dimensional depth, and it just, you know, ended. I can't even blah blah blah. Okay, I obviously did not have enough caffeine today. I just thought it finished the project. Yes, finished the project. Alrighty, and here is all of the wonderful and talented crafters that are part of this Halloween fantastic DIY collab. Here is my friend Crafty Leeny, so I will have her channel in the description box. And where would a wizard be if you didn't have a little bit of Harry Potter in your life? We have Indie Annie Jones, her channel is also listed. Liz from The Official Craft Nerd. Chemo from Chemo Craft, he is fabulous, and aloha back to you. Dying to DIY, her channel is really great if you love farmhouse, and Design by Denine. So these are all of the fun people that are included in this really great collab. So we're going to jump right into project number 2. Now this one is a step above our very first project, but as I like to craft as I go and change my mind as I go, it kind of evolves. So my original thought was to take this sugar skull and kind of decorate the glass and just kind of, you know, go with it. But brain, this is where it went to. And I'm like, you know what? I know I wanted to put these little skulls inside of the glass. And that was about as far as I had gotten. And then I just kind of playing around, and I really liked the actual skulls itself. So I just began gluing them to this little wood piece that I got at the thrift store, which, side note, we have this Goodwill bins location. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it's like a warehouse of all of the Goodwills, and you kind of dig through these bins and you pay per pound. So this was one of the little items that I picked up and probably paid like, 15 cents for, and finally got around to crafting with it. So great find if you guys have them in your areas, or, just to look it up, and it's a great way to get craft stuff for cheap. And I decided to decorate the glass a little bit more, so I just grabbed some of my leftover black Dollar Tree ribbon, which I have had, I don't even know how long. Like, I have decided to stop buying craft supplies and just craft with what I got. I mean, come on, it is like overrunning my house. Anyone else? Just me obsessed with the craft hoard? Okay. Anyways, after I glued that little ribbon down, I really kind of was digging the black netting. I don't know where that went, but I thought it could really add to the piece. So I grabbed that netting that the skulls were in and added that to it. Now I actually do go back and I add some pearls to give it a nice little accent as well. And I can't be the only one that literally has had this little mirror in my stash wanting to do a Halloween project now for several years. No, just me. I picked this little black mirror in the, let's see, It was at Dollar Tree, but I can't remember which section. I'll think of it. And it just screamed Halloween to me. I just thought it was so fabulous. Totally gives me the Belle, if she was haunted vibes. I went with it. So I'm adding just some little embellishments around the handle just to kind of thicken it up. I ended up using that sugar skull, also from the Dollar Tree, and just thought it kind of added to it. Now I'm like, hey, this spider needs some spider webs. So I took my glue gun and just started going to town, having some fun, making some glue gun little strays. I mean, this is the perfect time where you don't have to worry about, the glue gun hairs going everywhere. So I added some little pearls just to kind of dazzle up and give this a Gothic Glam look, and just added one at the top, and I just absolutely fell in love with this piece. I took some of my bronze paint from Plaid, and I just really kind of loved how it brought out the details in the mirror, and it definitely gave it an antique look, which is what I was going for. And I just kind of went to town brushing all over. Now, as I was brushing, I noticed, hey, if I go over the mirror, it gives it this antique look. And so I just kind of went everywhere, and I just thought it was fabulous. I thought the sugar skull mirror is a wonderful piece and finishes off my little Halloween vignette. And I also feel like I say this every single project. Oh, this is my favorite project. I don't know. I really am obsessed with this. I cannot wait to hang it up downstairs, but I have not started decorating for Halloween, so I still have all of my fall decoration, but I will be sure to tag my Instagram when I finally do hang this piece up. Now, I got this sign from Hobby Lobby on the spring 90% clearance. So I literally think I paid like $1 or $2 for this wood sign. I was totally obsessed and immediately knew what I was going to do with it. I went to the thrift store and found some antique vintage metal frames. I love metal frames. I remember my grandmother always having metal frames all around her house. So I just definitely thought it kind of blended to the idea that I was having. I then took all of the backs off of my metal frames, and one of the frames actually didn't have a glass piece, so they gave it to me for $0.25, which I wasn't complaining. I just really loved the metal scrolling and the detail, and I really like these backs. I will probably try to do another project with them because they're that felt and they have a really nice stand. So I kind of just was really digging that. So I'm going to keep those for another random idea and project. And I had to go through all of my Halloween printouts just to find what I was looking for, because I had wanted to do something similar to this last year, so I knew I'd printed some stuff out, so I just had to find it. And because the frames were smaller than I had originally planned, kind of did some creative dissecting. That's what I'm going to call. Now, for all of these pictures, I literally just typed in Google free skeleton, skull, free image, print, blah, blah, blah. And I found a whole bunch of free things. Some of them I did have to sign up for a free Gmail kind of referral thing. That was totally fine with me as long as I didn't have to pay for it. I'm all about the free, y'all. So I began cutting all of the pictures down to size. The first one, I knew I wanted the skull up top. So I kind of aged it, crinkled it, used my Tim Holtz ink pad, which I have literally had for 10 plus years now. Love it. And then just replaced the glass on my two pictures that I actually did have the glass for. Now, I'm sure I could have found a third piece of glass laying around because yes, I keep everything, but I wasn't too worried about the middle section not having it, so that's okay to me. And then I just cut one of my little cardboard backings that I could use on the other side since I didn't want to use, yes, remember how I said I'm keeping those little felt backings. I have no idea why. No idea, but I know I'm going to craft and figure something out. So I just replaced the backing and cut it down to size and then glued it down. Now for my bottom section, I am just cutting the bottom section of my full skeleton piece. You'll see where I'm going with this, but it's going to be kind of like head, heart, and then down at the bottom, the legs, I don't know. I was just kind of having fun with it, but I did the same thing, kind of distress it. I have seen a lot of different people use leftover coffee to dye paper, but like that's rare that I have leftover coffee. So maybe that's just me. I don't know. And I'm not going to waste coffee because I drank it. Yeah, just okay. Maybe tea. I feel like I might have some old tea bags somewhere. Now, the heart that I had was ginormous. So I knew I had to try to find a new image. So after I reprinted a smaller heart, added that to my third frame. Now, I wasn't digging just the black. I don't know. I just thought it felt too one-dimensional, of course. So I'm just kind of taking my white acrylic paint and just kind of dry brushing all along my entire wooden frame, wooden plaque, wooden sign, and then just kind of let that semi-dry, not completely, because I am going to add another color, and I'm kind of glad I didn't let it fully dry. Now, as I have said about 20 times in this video, I keep everything. This little piece was from another sign that I bought and took off and dismantled, everything. You can repurpose everything. I am taking some Dollar Tree puffy stickers, and I feel like I've used that in pretty much everything. Now, originally I had placed all of my puffy stickers down before I glued it down. And in my head, I knew I wanted those little roses? Yeah, rose petal, the flowers at the top, but I don't know what happened, like what disconnected. And then I did it at the bottom. So I ended up fixing it. You'll see at the very end. Now I'm taking that same golden bronze color, which it's so beautiful. It has this nice shimmer and metallic to it. And I just really wanted to give all of my pieces that wonderfully glam and glamorous look with the gold. So I added that over top and had it just blend out really nicely. Then I grabbed my 3 metal frames and kind of just figured out the placement. And this is where, see how the bottom now became the top? I wish I had caught this earlier. So I do take that rose embellishment and pull it off with the glue. You live and you learn. But originally in my head, I wanted that at the top. So I did end up swapping it, yes. Now, I would probably not recommend the hot glue. I hot glue everything. I am just so that I'm extra. And I would totally recommend using E6000 or super glue if you were trying to recreate this piece. But I did not have any super glue on hand. And I only use the E6000 that has a zero odor or odorless one, because I've used it once and it literally gave me an instant migraine. So I rarely use it in my crafts. And then I'm just kind of adding a few more embellishments and touches to finish off this piece. And I'm just so obsessed. I just really love how the end project came together. And here you go. I just love everything. I can't wait to start decorating for Halloween. My kids just always have so much fun watching mommy put out all of the creepy items, which some of these items that I made last year, per se, that little pink skull is in my vanity closet because I just adore it. So I might honestly add some of these to my closet area, but I just really had so much fun crafting and creating these. I love how it is a variety of different levels of crafting, which is always really fun to include your kids in your projects if you are a mom or a grandmother, and it just makes the crafting and the love of crafting for the next generation. And you can see how I swapped the bottom to the top, but I love, love, love this piece. It is such a vintage, fun, whimsical, Gothic glam, all of the above. I never know exactly what to call these things, but it is so fun. I love how I can kind of create a fun piece, but yet it still has my aesthetic and my style. So that is always what's fun about crafting for you guys. And don't forget to check out everyone in the playlist and be sure to let me know which one of these projects is your favorite, and I'll see you next time.